You know, a prophet can be born at level 3, at third level, where I say intelligence, word of knowledge, but there are other prophets of a higher order, like Moses, like Enoch, like Jesus, like Paul, who are given access to heavenly mysteries. It happens at this other level. The next thing that will break is healing power, healings. Okay, gifts of healings. The next thing is working on miracles. Actually, before healings and working on miracles, I should have put this one faith, supernatural faith. Supernatural faith and audacity. Supernatural faith and boldness. Supernatural faith and boldness is one of the first things. That thing will come into your spirit and infuse. You feel like, where is the devil? Let me tear him. You're not afraid. And where is you have that inner audacity. You can declare that it will come to pass. And then out of this, something else will break. We call it signs and wonders. Signs and wonders. Because this thing is beyond healing and beyond. So you now see why somebody can stretch rod, the sea will divide. Somebody lifted his hand and said, let the sun and the moon stand still. He obeyed. The forces of nature and all those things that obey. One of the elements that work at that level is spiritual authority. That's the power of decrees, if you like, put it like that. The power to decree and see it established. Power to just decree things and it will happen. This is what intercession will lead you to. You don't produce a powerful evangelist from just classroom work. You don't produce a prophet from just classroom work. You don't produce an apostle from just classroom work. You don't produce an anointed teacher from just classroom work. You don't produce an anointed pastor from just classroom work. After teaching, you have to move them into where? It is in the threshing room, in the place, the traveling room. It's in the maternity room that you birth giants. Then finally, the ultimate reward of intercession. Number one, there are 5 things. There are actually up to 7, but I'll give you 5 that happen at that last level. I don't know whether I'm supposed to write it. Number 1 is that your spirit fuses with the Spirit of God. And that thing causes a fusion. And that fusion will unleash something more deadly than nuclear energy out of you. You know that man fell and came short of the glory of God. That thing that was inside Adam, that was emitting light, comes back into you in its explosive form. Number 2, you experience deep personal transformation. You become completely changed. Transformation happens. Your character, your whatever changes. You see, some of those things you've been struggling with, you are wondering how to. That's why my next course with you is how to gain dominion over the flesh, over sin, and over your fallen nature. You will see how it's done. You will see the 5 secrets that delivers that. Because some people, that's where their own mess is. Do nothing, but the flesh still has them in prison. You change. You become transformed. Third thing that happens there is you become a friend of God. fourth thing that happens there is that you are given access to divine secrets. You know, a prophet can be born at level 3. At third level, where I say intelligence, word of knowledge, but there are other prophets of a higher order, like Moses, like Enoch, like Jesus, like Paul, who are given access to heavenly mysteries. It happens at this other level. Next is that you become a carrier of the glory, of the presence of God. That one is different from power, it's different from anointing. Next, your ministry carries transformational influence. What does that mean? When people hear you, when people sit under you, they don't just get results of power like they are healed and all that. Something in them begins to cry to know God. Something in them begins to cry to be like Jesus. Your ministry gains the capacity to produce, to transform people. If your ministry meets people's need only in the flesh, like money, finance, healings, breakthrough, but it does not touch their spirit. If your ministry only meets people's emotional needs, but it doesn't change people into Christ's image, you have a lot of work before you. You still have then you gain great spiritual authority. I hope you know there are people who talk. The forces of nature obey. There are people who speak, creation listen. Like the man who spoke, the sun and the moon stood still. Yes, you gain spiritual authority. You gain standing with God. You gain standing before demons. You gain standing before nature. You gain standing before human beings. That ultimate reward is who you become as a result of lending God your womb, your spiritual womb, to use to bring changes. And you know, you're going to see a lot of answers to prayer, divine interventions. You will see all sorts happen because of you. But that person you have become becomes an asset to heaven and a gift to your world. And that is what we are looking for. That other man that is born through fire, that has come out of the furnace of refining, that man, you become an answer to the problem of your world. This is why, though we have Bible schools are not able to reproduce men of God like cake, the way you produce cake and bread. No. It's beyond sending people for training. It's beyond going to theological schools. So, your ministry causes the manifestation of the glory. It produces the tangibility. You start carrying the tangibility of God's presence. In other words, God can now come on the earth, operate on the earth through your life and ministry. Not just anointing, not just gifts of the Spirit.